Have you ever wondered how much the car industry has shaped the world we live in today? Cars are more than just a means of transportation. They are an integral part of our daily lives, altering the way we live, work, and play. The car industry has driven significant changes in our society, from expanding suburban neighborhoods to transforming our lifestyle. Imagine a world without cars. The ease of personal transportation we enjoy today would be non-existent. The car industry has also turbocharged our economy, creating millions of jobs and bolstering industries like steel, plastic, and rubber. It has even reshaped our landscapes, with highways stretching across continents and cities sprawling to accommodate car-centric lifestyles. The car industry's impact is unmistakable, its influence far-reaching. It has shaped our world in ways we often take for granted. So, how did we get here? This video will take you on a journey through the evolution of the car industry. The story of the car industry begins in the late 19th century. As the Industrial Revolution was reshaping Europe, a new invention was about to join the mix, something that would revolutionize transportation: the automobile. The first automobiles were born in Europe, with the likes of Gottlieb Daimler and Carl Benz leading the charge. These pioneers, driven by an insatiable curiosity and a knack for engineering, brought the world a new means of transportation. Carl Benz, in particular, is often credited with creating the first true automobile in 1885, a three-wheeled vehicle powered by an internal combustion engine. This marked the birth of a new era. The introduction of automobiles to America, however, was met with mixed reactions. Some saw it as an exciting innovation, a sign of progress. Others were skeptical, viewing these noisy, smoke-belching machines as a nuisance. But it was Henry Ford, an American industrialist and founder of the Ford Motor Company, who saw the true potential of this new invention. He envisioned a future where every American family could afford an automobile, a dream that eventually led to the creation of the famous Model T. But the path to this automobile revolution wasn't easy. The early days of the car industry were fraught with challenges. Cars were initially considered luxury items, affordable only to the wealthy. They were also unreliable and prone to breakdowns. And let's not forget the lack of infrastructure. Roads were poorly maintained and filling stations were few and far between. Yet, despite these hurdles, the automobile persevered. The public's attitude towards cars began to shift, from skepticism to fascination. As the technology improved, cars became more reliable and affordable. The automobile, once a novelty, was quickly becoming a necessity. This was just the beginning of a revolution that was about to change the world. The real game changer came in the early 20th century with the advent of mass production. Let's rewind to the early 1900s, when a man named Henry Ford was making waves in the automobile industry. Ford had a vision. He wanted automobiles to be not just for the wealthy few, but for everyone. He realized that to make cars affordable, he needed to revolutionize the way they were produced. Enter the assembly line, an innovation that would change the world. Ford didn't invent the assembly line, but he was the first to use it in the car manufacturing process. This system allowed for each worker to perform a single task in the production line over and over again, which increased efficiency and reduced production time. But the assembly line wasn't just about speed, it was about precision. By breaking down the manufacturing process into smaller, repetitive tasks, Ford was able to ensure that every Model T that rolled off the line was of a consistent high quality. And so, in 1908, the first Model T was born. It was simple, sturdy, and most importantly, affordable. Priced at just $850, a fraction of what other cars cost at the time, the Model T was within reach of the average American. The impact of the Model T on American society and economy was profound. It transformed the country's landscape, making travel and transportation more accessible and efficient. It fueled the growth of other industries, from steel to rubber. And perhaps most significantly, it created a new middle class of consumers who could afford to buy cars and other products made possible by mass production. In essence, the Model T and the assembly line were the catalyst that set the stage for the mass consumer culture we see today. They demonstrated that cars could be more than just a luxury. They could be a way of life. The car industry was now set to accelerate at full speed. As we move forward, Cars continue to evolve, but the impact of the Model T and the assembly line continues to reverberate through time, shaping the world as we know it. The mid-20th century marked the golden age of the car industry. Post-World War II, the world was in shambles, but amidst the rubble, a phoenix emerged in the form of the automobile industry. The demand for cars soared, catalyzing a boom in car production and ownership. In the United States, the surge in economic prosperity led to a tidal wave of consumerism. Cars weren't just a luxury anymore, they became a necessity, a symbol of the American dream. The open road, once the domain of the adventurous few, was now a common playground for everyone. Across the pond, European car manufacturers were also experiencing a similar boom. Brands like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Volkswagen became household names, not just in Europe, but across the globe. The European car industry was flourishing, and it was ready to share its success with the world. The post-war era also marked the start of the global expansion of car manufacturers. American and European companies began to see Asia as a new frontier. They set up manufacturing plants and sales outlets, bringing the car culture to the East. But this was not a one-way street. The rise of the Japanese car industry during this period is a story of resilience and innovation. Japanese manufacturers like Toyota, Honda, and Nissan took the challenge head-on. They started producing cars that were affordable, reliable, and fuel-efficient. This was a game-changer. The Japanese car industry didn't just survive, it thrived, and eventually it started giving its American and European rivals a run for their money. By the late 20th century, cars had become ubiquitous. They were no longer just a mode of transportation. They had become an integral part of our lives, shaping our cities, our cultures, and our identities. From the bustling streets of New York to the serene countryside of Japan, the roar of engines and the gleam of polished metal were familiar sights and sounds. The car had truly become a global phenomenon. In the 21st century, the car industry is facing new challenges and opportunities. As we navigate this modern era, the automobile industry is not just about wheels and engines anymore. It's about creating sustainable solutions, harnessing the power of technology, and revolutionizing the way we move. One of the most pressing issues of our time is environmental concern. The automobile industry, historically a significant contributor to global emissions, has been compelled to rethink, redesign, and re-engineer. We now see a surge in hybrid and electric cars, as manufacturers strive to cut down on harmful emissions and promote greener alternatives. Tesla, Nissan, and Chevrolet are just a few of the big names leading the charge, pun intended, in the electric vehicle revolution. Parallel to this, we're witnessing the rise of autonomous cars. Self-driving vehicles, once a mere figment of science fiction, are now becoming a reality. Companies like Waymo and Uber are investing heavily in this technology, aiming to make our roads safer and our journeys more efficient. But it's not just about what's under the hood or who's behind the wheel. The business model of the car industry itself is shifting. The popularity of car sharing and ride-hailing services such as Uber, Lyft, and Zipcar has skyrocketed. These services offer a new kind of mobility, one that values access over ownership. They are reshaping our cities and challenging our traditional notions of transportation. Innovation, sustainability, and connectivity are the driving forces of the modern car industry. They are shaping a future where cars are not just a means of transport, but an integral part of our digital lives, our environmental solutions, and our shared economy. The journey of the car industry continues, and its impact on our world is far from over. As we look ahead, one thing is clear. The car industry is not just adapting to change, it is driving it, and we're all along for the ride. As we've seen, the car industry has come a long way from its humble beginnings. It all began with the birth of the automobile, a marvel of engineering that set the wheels in motion, quite literally. Then came the era of mass production, with the Model T becoming the symbol of affordable transportation for every household. The post-war boom saw the industry expand globally, as cars became a universal symbol of status and freedom. Fast forward to the modern era, the industry continues to evolve at a rapid pace. Electric vehicles, autonomous driving technologies, connected cars, these are no longer mere concepts but a reality, shaping our daily lives and the environment around us. As we cruise into the future, we can expect to see further advancements, from sustainable energy sources to even more sophisticated autonomous systems. The car industry has truly revolutionized our world, and it continues to shape our future in ways we can only imagine.